Ford and MSRT have a decade-long partnership which continues to grow from strength to strength. MSRT, which stands for M Sport Road Technology, grew out of a partnership between its founder Edward Davies and M Sport in 2015. M Sport has a long history of partnering with Ford to engineer and build its rally cars, including the current Puma Rally. It also prepares cars for global rallycross and GT3 racing. The MSRT team of vehicle specialists take the DNA from M Sport's motorsport programs and use that to produce modified road vehicles with a unique sporting character. And this partnership shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, for the latest generation, MSRT and Ford design team have worked directly to create what they're calling the ultimate street truck. In fact, when it comes to this latest generation, they've changed almost everything on the outside. The only panels they haven't touched are the doors, the roof and the bonnet, although even when it comes to the roof, there's some slight design changes, which I'll talk about later on in the video. In today's video, I'll tell you all the changes when it comes to the MSRT and how they've now completely stood this vehicle out from the rest of the Ranger lineup. So if that sounds good, then please do keep watching. And if you had any questions or queries about the MSRT Ranger, the Transit or anything else in the Ford Pro range, then click the link down below and chat to one of our sales team. So first of all, we need to talk about something very important, and that's the tax changes that come into place in April of 2025. The Autumn Budget 2024 confirmed that from April 2025, double cab pickups will be treated as cars for tax purposes rather than commercial vehicles. This will apply for both capital allowances and benefit-in-kind company tax purposes. The budget documentation confirmed that HMRC will no longer use VAT rules to classify double cab pickups as either cars or vans for capital allowances and benefit-in-kind purposes. There will, however, be transitional arrangements available whereby the existing favourable classifications as a commercial vehicle will continue for benefit-in-kind purposes where a double cab pickup is purchased, leased or ordered before the 6th of April 2025. An employer can continue to use the previous rules until the vehicle's disposal, lease expiry, or the 5th of April 2029, whichever comes first. It is important to note that there's no change to the VAT treatment of double cab pickups. Provided the pickup has a payload of 1 tonne or more, it's considered to be a goods vehicle for VAT purposes, and VAT can be reclaimed by businesses according to the normal rules. With all this in mind, if you've been considering a double cab pickup, we urge you to get your orders in at the earliest convenience. Feel free to speak to an advisor via the link down below. When it comes to exterior revisions, the list is pretty expansive, and that's because the only body panels that MSRT haven't upgraded is the bonnet, the doors and also the roof, although that's not strictly true because there are some changes to the roof, which we'll talk about when I go around to the rear. But at the front of the vehicle, it's immediately obvious that this version of the MSRT Ranger is much lower and much wider than previous generations, and that's because both the brands MSRT and Ford wanted to stand the MSRT aside from the rest of the Ford range, including the Wildtrak and also the Raptor. Those vehicles are slightly lifted. This one comes down to give it that real street truck stance. You've also got a much more aggressive front splitter around the bottom, finished in black. And there's lots of contrasting black elements on this vehicle, including the bottom splitter. And you've also got this motorsport-inspired honeycomb front grille with the little MSRT badge. And you've got the contrasting door mirrors and also elements at the bottom of the doors as well, which look fantastic when contrasting with this fast blue paintwork. Now, this did used to be called MSRT Blue, but it's now changed to Fast Blue. But either way, it looks fantastic with all those contrasting elements. So as I mentioned, this vehicle is wider. It's just over 80mm wider, and that's mostly because of the flared wheel arches. It also gets enhanced aerodynamics, so you'll find these aero curtains around the sides and also around the back of the wheels as well, just where it leads on to those contrasting door panels. You get unique 21-inch alloy wheels, which are finished in this contrasting colour, black on the inside, and then you've got the chrome around the outside as well. So that's most of the exterior changes when it comes to the front of the vehicle, but what about around the back? And it's certainly not short of changes here either. The first thing you'll notice is two very prominent spoilers. So on the Ranger Wildtrak, you'll see a sports hoop, but instead on this version, you've got a lovely spoiler. And this was the modification to the roof that I was talking about. But not only do you get that spoiler at the top there, you also have this lovely ducktail spoiler, which is just on the truck bed. I also love that just atop that truck bed, you have this detail of a Ranger and then the mountains, just to show its adventure capabilities. You of course get some upgraded styling, which includes this modified rear bumper with that honeycomb motorsport inspired detailing and also the MSRT badge on there. You also have this lovely MSRT badge on the rear, and of course you've got Ranger spelled out, which is one of the changes that they made to this latest generation vehicle. So what about this vehicle's capabilities when it comes to being a commercial vehicle? Well, you'll see it's fitted with a tow bar, and that means it can still tow up to 3.5 tonnes, and it'll also carry up to 1 tonne in the payload as well. Why don't we check out that load area? So open it the same way as you would a standard Ranger, and you'll find a really practical space. This version also has the upgraded electrically deployed load cover, so simply click the button on the key twice, and that'll open up that load cover on the top. Once inside, you'll also find loads of customizable options that you can upgrade at factory. Inside, the new seats are a firm highlight and a big step up from the outgoing generation that simply saw reupholstered seats out of the Wildtrak. This time they feature unique padding, and both the front and rear are reupholstered in non-animal eco leather and suede, adorned with unique MSRT pattern and blue stitching. MSRT badges are also prominently displayed on the front seats and dashboard, and there's also a heated sculpted sports steering wheel, which includes a blue 12 o'clock marker and MSRT branded inlay. And what about what's powering the MSRT Ranger? Well, underneath the bonnet, you will find Ford's Eco Blue turbo engine. This is a 3-litre diesel V6 engine. It produces 240 brake horsepower, and that's paired together with a whopping 600 newton-meters of torque. It's not only the restyling that's widened the Ranger, the track width has also been widened by 40mm on each side, enhancing grip and stability. There's an innovative suspension system, which has been fine-tuned to achieve the optimal balance of handling and comfort. The final configuration includes new, firmer dampeners at the front, a reconfigured rear suspension setup, and overall height reduction of 40mm. This results in a sportier stance for the MSRT Ranger and improves handling precision and stability when navigating corners. The general manager for Ford Pro Europe has said that it's a departure from what we usually see in this segment of Europe. It features more car-like driving dynamics, but with towing and carrying capabilities unchanged. They believe that it will offer a compelling new option for pickup customers. Over the years, the relationship between MSRT and Ford has grown from strength to strength, and we believe that this latest Ranger is testament to that. All the upgrades, the lower stance, the interior upgrades truly make this feel like the ultimate street truck. But let us know, what do you think of the MSRT Ranger? Pop all of your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. Don't forget, if you had any further questions or queries, or if you wanted to take advantage of those tax benefits before April 2025, then you can chat to one of our sales team via the link in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!